Alberto says, question for Derek. We are learning options, and it's clear how little we regular people know about the market. Of the market mastery things that we are learning, what has been something you have taught someone where that person came back and was so grateful for having learned what you taught him or her? Options contracts will change your life if you understand how to use that. Chael Sonnen is a UFC legend, never became champion, fought for the title a couple times. He has a show on ESPN. I think it's going to get moved over to Paramount. They'll probably give him a show over there. But Chael's an amazing communicator, very smart guy, was an excellent fighter, amazing promoter and talker. And he spoke at my New Year's event a couple weeks ago. He asked me about some stock options. We had a 20-minute phone call. I talked to him, shared some resources with him, talked to him a little more. And he said he turned 90,000 into 600,000 in a few months. He turned 90,000 into 600,000 with options contracts, only with options contracts.
I had that experience with Derek. I didn't know what options were. And I get a hold of him. I go, hey, I'm trying to do this thing on this app called Robinhood. I'm trying to buy these options. He's like, all right, just stand by. And he sends me this entire class that I can go online and I can watch. And he's like, ask me questions before you do these. These can be very tricky. And I stumbled into something called Palantir, just a stock, but I was able to buy it. I was able to buy it on an option. And if you guys have ever got into options, there's some risk to that. But when you have somebody that took the pain, somebody that took the 10 rounds, took the losses, took the lumps, that'll just hand you the information. If you have access to that and you don't ask them questions and you don't seek their opinion, that's your mistake. It would have been a massive error if I had access to him and didn't go to him and ask him about it. Now I got a whole class on options and I feel like I'm an expert on it. But it's because someone else that went through the pain was willing to hand me the answers.
What's humorous to me is I told this Palantir story yesterday without your name associated.
Oh, is that why everybody laughed?
Yes.
Oh, I was wondering how you guys knew. I was really wondering how they knew about Palantir.
No, because what you told me was a private story, and I kept it a private story, and I never associated your name with it. But I talked about this yesterday. That I said one of the fighters reached out to me, and he asked me about options contracts, and I talked about the numbers a little bit because I wasn't going to bring it up today, and I didn't even think that you would, but I talked about the numbers a little bit. And I mentioned that, and now that you brought it up, maybe I'll put you on the spot for that. But how much money did you invest in that, and how did that turn out?
Well, I set my phone over here. I could tell you exactly. But I put about $100,000, and I think it was about $44, 42 bucks. This was only a year ago. And Palantir today, I think it closed at 178, which on options, I got 56 contracts, was the best move I ever made. It turned 100 grand or, 90, whatever that was, into closer to 6. And, I'm from a small town. That's a big deal. Maybe some people wouldn't bag about 600, but when you're sitting there pushing buttons and you're able to, quintuple it or make 5 times your net worth, and this was all you had to do, but you had to have the knowledge. You have to go to somebody that took the classes and took the lumps and took the losses, that's willing to just hand you. I felt like that when I brought up Clayton Hires earlier. There's a setup that he showed me. You're moving around, you show a guy a jab, you just lift your hand and then you throw the cross. But what he had to go through to learn that move, or to become a jiu-jitsu black belt, like how many times Glover Teixeira had to have his arm broken or extended to be able to show, Derek and I these moves, and he's just willing to hand you the answers. It's a rare thing in life. And that's one thing I just want to tell you guys about Derek. He's a lot more humble than you might think, but he's taken the lumps. He didn't go get that big palace because it all fell into his lap. He didn't get it because he inherited it and because his dad loved him more than other kids. It wasn't like that. It was a rough story. But when he's got the answers and he's willing to take a guy's phone call that he met one time and then teach him about options that changes my family's life, that's a literal statement from a guy that I'd met one time. Pretty powerful.
We talked about this briefly earlier. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but there's, a couple of fighter guys where I have a pristine reputation with the UFC guys. I've been nothing but good to these people and the girls. I've been nothing but good to them. I don't argue with anybody. I have some of the best coaches imaginable. It sounds ridiculous to me. When I say it, it sounds ridiculous, but it's just true. It's like, I don't think anyone on earth ever had a better coaching team than I had for MMA, for jiu-jitsu and for MMA. I don't know that anybody on earth has ever had a better coaching team than I have. And if somebody did, I think I would know who, one of my coaches would know who that is. And they say, oh, this guy. But I took that so seriously. And I want you to come train with me sometime, by the way. And I always say that to you, and we never schedule it. So we're going to schedule it. I just helped you make $500,000.
Yes,
We're going to schedule it.
Yes, you did.
There's nothing in the course that's superfluous. If you're like, oh, I got to focus on this thing, but not the other things. Like, if you don't understand the things in this course, you're not going to do well. You're not going to do well. And furthermore, there's 3 courses for a reason. I don't need to make 10 courses. These are the three areas that you need to have a high level knowledge, some level of expertise. If you want to make serious money, then you have to understand entrepreneurship. And if you don't understand entrepreneurship, if you can't understand how a small business works, how would you ever understand how the stock market works? The biggest businesses in the world. If you don't understand how a small business works and how to build and scale a small business, how would you really understand the biggest businesses in the world, all these big publicly traded companies? You wouldn't. It's not possible. It's not possible. So if you don't understand entrepreneurship, I don't expect you'll do very well in the stock market. You could do okay, but you'll make 5% of what you could have. If you don't understand real estate, there's a reason that I have those 3 courses. We have the markets course, which is not just the stock market, but it's primarily the stock market. But you have to understand global markets. There's a lot of ways to make money in the market. You can make money in playing with bonds. You can make money with options. You can make money with futures. You can make money with obviously owning equities outright. There's 3 ways to make money if you own equities outright. Is they either pay you a dividend distribution of some kind, or they do share buybacks, repurchasing of shares, and drive up the stock price and concentrate your ownership because there's less shares available. So the shares outstanding now have a higher equity value of the company, and they tend to go up in price. Or the third thing they can do is they could just keep all the money themselves and reinvest it. They reinvest the money, and that turns into a higher percentage return through the stock price goes up because earnings are up. So if the company could reinvest the money and grow at 20%, why would I ever want them to pay me a 5% or 10% dividend? Why would I want an 8% dividend if they could keep the money and grow it at 20%? I would never want them to give me a dividend. Why would I want them to do share repurchases if they could grow at 20%? I'd rather they just, if you have a high growth industry, I'd rather they just grow the company and I get paid back via a higher stock price versus, my second favorite, I suppose, would be the share repurchases, although historically that doesn't work out well. And my last choice is that they pay me a dividend. Now I have a taxable event. If they pay me a dividend, I have to pay taxes on it. I'd rather they kept the money and grow the company. So I'd rather buy growth companies in that sense. Although I own some dividend companies. I own some companies that pay high dividends. They tend to be in utility spaces. Energy stocks sometimes pay high dividends. Some of them pay high dividends. So just be rational, and you need to know all 3 of those things. If you don't understand how the real estate works, real estate is the biggest purchase. 93% or so, 93% of people that have $1 million or higher net worth made some of that money in real estate, at least some. Real estate, it tends to be the biggest purchase of a person's lifetime is the house that they own. For a normal person, their house is the biggest purchase they make in their life. Biggest individual purchase, single purchase. In the business world, you need to understand what's going on in the housing market to understand the strength and purchasing power of the consumer. and to understand, the wealth effects and trends that are likely to happen in the stock market, and understand how interest rates are going to affect housing and how interest rates would affect stocks as well, and capital deployment and leverage and 1,000 other things. If you don't understand commercial real estate, then you don't understand how a business, any business that has to deal with, you say, oh, I own tech companies. Well, guess what? Those tech companies have to deal with the data centers, which are REITs, real estate investment trusts. So if you don't understand real estate, you don't really understand business, because you don't understand how consumers behave. Much of consumer behavior is, has to do with housing prices. And if you can't understand a small company, you'll never understand a huge global company. So you need to know all three of those things. So I would broaden your question and change it as like, no, there's not like one specific thing in the course. I made a course so you could have a comprehensive view of this one area. But I made 3 courses, and you need to have a comprehensive view of those 3 areas, or you might you might lose money, honestly, if you don't. If you're like, oh, I know about stocks now. Well, not really. If you don't know about a small business, and you don't know about real estate, you don't really know about stocks. So you might lose money because you think you know something. The most dangerous thing for a lot of people is you think you know something and you really don't. So you're acting with boldness and bravery in an area that you lack the expertise, wisdom, knowledge, experience, and that's a great way to go bankrupt. And I hate for anybody to do that. So do heed to that warning that you're going to be in trouble if you think, oh, I just need to know this one area. Like, no, you're going to be in trouble, dude. You're going to be in trouble.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.